Well, that angle sucks. Hi, everybody. Sorry. Every time I do this, I think I'm going to have this figured out, but you know how it is. Let me get my preview going so I can see what you see. There we go. Hey, Shadow Gaming. Hey, Marty. Oh, no double audio. Production value is at an all-time high. Oh, look, you guys can see yourselves. 13 people in the chat. All right, guys. I think we're ready to start. Oh, put in the comments if you want some music. I think I can throw some music on and not get flagged by the copyright police, but you know how that goes. While you're thinking about that, I'm going to go grab a stool. We'll be right back. There we go. And, oh, I should have a knife in here. iFixit toolkit. So this evening, the plan is we're going to take the stock EHA computer, which is in this case. We're going to put it, not in technically, this is a open frame case. This is what I designed or thought of to put behind the window in my MEGACADE, because it's a window straight into the machine if you haven't seen it. So don't panic yet. My machine came with a PC, so that's what this is. It is an i5 11 series, I believe. If we get that far tonight, I have a brand new heatsink. Oh, here we go through the stuff. I got a lav kit because my last live stream the audio sucked, so next live stream will be better. If I had more time, I would have set that up. And we have a vertical GPU mount for the window kit. I thought that would look cool. And then we also have some RGB heatsink situation. So if we get that far, that's what's on the docket tonight. But we're going to start with this case. Obviously, this needs to be built. So we're going to start with that and go from there. Yeah, thanks, Luke. That cut was nerve-wracking. I think I was more tired from nerves than physical exhaustion on that one. Oh, that's a good point. Can everybody hear me? Or should I go ahead and bust out the lav right now? Hey, Andy, what's happening? Yeah, knowledge. Hopefully we'll learn some things tonight. I have built an open frame case like this before in the past, so this one looked pretty similar, so we can go over that. But basically, I don't know if you guys have dealt with 3D printers, but this is just an extruded aluminum kit. And then it has some like special plexiglass parts, aluminum parts, like it's got this handle in case you wanted to like carry it around, I guess. It looks like we have these excellent instructions, but I don't read Mandarin or simplified Chinese. But that's what we're dealing with. And let's see what else we got. Oh, more instructions. Hey, these are in English, so that's nice. The hardest part with these is figuring out where the screws go, because there's so many different kinds of screws, and they're all metric, of course, and they just tell you the QM screw goes with the Q2 nut and the Q3 washer, and so on and so forth, and you're like, what? So we'll save those in case we get lost. So we got some plastic extruded aluminum end caps. These little bars look like things you would bind two pieces of extruded aluminum together. Oh, here's an example piece. So if you guys have ever seen extruded aluminum, that's all this kit is a various lengths of extruded aluminum bar. And we're gonna basically set up a vertical mount. Let's get back to some comments. Loud and clear. Thank you, Tony. Hey, Tony. Oh, wait, are you the Tony? The Tony? What's happening, man? I'm not. I was about to call you out, but I thought better of it just in case. So I know you know who I know you think I know you are. So we'll go with that. Here we go. Extruded aluminum. We got some red. We got some black. And we got some more. Ooh, oh, that's cool. These are 90-degree connection pieces, so that's sweet. Carson, what's happening? We're this is technically mod number 2. You know, mod number 1 was on that last video where I came up with the beam that holds open the control panel, if that counts. Well, it looks like these are. I was gonna unwrap these, but if they all have labels, let's stick with that for now. And the box is empty. File that over there. Okay, so we'll get that going. So it's like a last minute ad or just a packaging situation. And then, is this one of those, this box intentionally left blank, or is there more goodies in here? Don't panic, I don't know. Big Box is awesome. Coin Ops is awesome. They each have their own strengths and weaknesses. I think if you're going for max games, like if you're trying to build a huge library, Big Box and Launch Box are way ahead of Coin Ops in terms of organization and management. But that's cool. Check out this power button. This might have to go in the MEGACADE somewhere. Is this momentary? Okay, we're opening this. This power button is legit. Look at this thing. It looks like it might be lit too. How many connectors we got? Oh hell yeah! That's got it power. And the switch. Oh, that's a look at that. Okay, that's sweet. Look, you can put a nut behind it, and it's going to be flush mount. You know what? Oh, I wish this was single pole position, because then we could use it for the turning the marquee on or off. But it's just momentary, so. That's nice though. Wow, I didn't even notice that when I ordered it. Cool. What else we got in here? Oh, here's the flexi parts. Good. So yeah, this is this holds fans. I love. Oh, you just now I have to wear these, right? Oh, I don't. They're just my size too. Oh man, let's. Oh, they stretch. Okay. That actually... Oh, that's awesome. Now I kind of have to wear them, don't I? What do you think, guys? Wear the gloves? Got some MJ going on here, right? Oh, wait, no. That's just one glove, right? Anyway, PCI brackets. Looks like if you only had a... Oh, interesting. So... if you had a smaller motherboard and you weren't trying to be fancy like me and go with a vertical GPU mount, you could get away with just this. And then we've got power supply holder, I believe. Yes, that's what that is. Now that I have the gloves on, oh, that is metal. Cool. It felt weird. It's like, maybe it's aluminum? Not quite sure. But nice kit. If you guys are interested, this kit was only like $50. Just wear one for MJ. Oh, that's awesome. Make a balloon for large. Oh. Yes, Quimby. That's all right. So it's they give you the other case that I bought. Give you these too, so you don't booger up your plexi pieces. But you won't need those until later. I think because once you get to a certain point with this build, you need the motherboard. Because you have to space out the motherboard standoffs properly, because every motherboard's a little different. Oh, that looks like some felt. That's cool. Tell me the game. Oh yeah, here you go. So these are your standoffs, and you basically position these where your holes are in your motherboard. maybe we'll hold off getting that out of there because we've got a lot of building to do. We should just get started. Sorry, I can't breathe. It's just gonna make me crack up and mess up. But oh, one of these is cold. Here we go. Crack them if you got them. All right, let's see if these instructions make any sense. Got an inventory, a really inconvenient staple. Looks like we got all that. Water cooling bracket, yeah, not really. All right. Don't panic. The Megacades do typically come with guns, but because of the global upsetting right now, nobody's got light guns. So you're getting IOUs for light guns, David told me, as of now. Because he's got none to ship you if you order a Megacade. But typically they come with guns. And hopefully the international shipping situation figures itself out and we'll have, that won't be a problem. So yes, they come with guns, but right now, difficult. And yeah, like Shadow Gaming said, they're all options. So you can get aim tracks, you can get Wiimotes. I know David's a little sour on Sindens right now just because of all the shipping challenges they've had, but I think the community at large, I still believe that they are the best light gun to come out since the aim track. So I think eventually the industry will coalesce around a Sinden unless something else comes out that's better in the meantime. But okay, cool. So these instructions have different layout heights for ATX, ITX, and MATX. So if you're not up on your motherboards, full size is ATX. MATX is micro, so it's like you chop off the bottom third. And then ITX is almost a perfect square of a motherboard where you chop off another third and it's just a little cube. And that's what David sent me. You can kind of see this black part right here. That's the whole size of the motherboard. So length and width, if you can picture that inside of here. I don't know if I can get a good grip on it so you guys can see it. But that's the motherboard in there. Not very big. So they're just telling you how to connect these things. So it looks like D4 are the sides and D1, D2, and D2 are in the middle. So let's start there. Let's build a frame. And then what are our frame pieces? P2 corner fitting. Oh, and then they have you build the bottom right away. So this is basically a vertical frame and then a T-frame on the bottom. So I'll start with the vertical like it says to, and we'll see what we get. We need 2 D4s, and we need a D1 and 2 D2s. What is the difference between a D1 and a D2? It looks like D1 has more holes. Oh, probably for that silly handle. Right in the top there. But they kind of show them, no, they don't show them forward facing. Yeah, the D1 probably is for the handle. Yeah, as this shows. I might put the handle in because that'd be easy to rip it up out of there when it's screwing up. So why not build it that way? We need... Oh. Should have brought a garbage can over here. We're gonna make a mess. Box will have to do. So that's D1. That's gonna go at the top like this. Parts will be further out of the way. Justin, best USB hubs. I just answered this question on the Extreme Home Arcades Facebook group. I like anything over 4 ports. I kind of would go ahead and get an 8 port. I'll wait to unwrap that. But because the more ports you have on a powered USB hub, the bigger your power adapter is going to be, and the ability for it to send more power to one or more of the USB ports if needed by your devices. So more ports the merrier, and check your included USB brick for amps. 4 ports should have at least 2, double that for 8. And for brands, I like Anchor. I think they're not related to Amazon, I don't think. They just exclusively sell a lot through Amazon. Anyway. All right, so that's another middle brace. No problem, Justin. Whoa, Jack, Jack asks, do you ever wonder how Scantron's MEGACADE can do everything with the minimum hardware specs for a Windows 7 laptop? That is the greatest mystery of all time. It is basically the magic school bus of arcade machines. That guy was doing what he does up until very recently on 4 gigs of RAM. And I didn't think that was physically possible. The only reason he ever upgraded is because Mortal Kombat 11 was like, bro, yeah, you need some more RAM. It's just insane. I just never would have thought his machine. I knew he had a 1050 graphics card, which is like the bottom of the barrel if you're building new right now, which is fine. The 1050 will work just fine. But if you all of a sudden there might be a Mortal Kombat 12, and then it won't be fine. But right now it's fine. But the 4 gigs of RAM, not fine. Okay, so the one thing building this thing last time, the gotcha was if you don't slide in your motherboard standoffs before you put this together, they don't go in. So you have to take it apart. I learned that the hard way. So they recommend putting 3 per horizontal bracket. And I know right now, guys, this looks like a lot of nothing, but it'll get there pretty quick. And then you can see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna make a pile of these over there because we're gonna use a lot of them. So 3 up top. And then I forget what holds these on. Is that these nuts? If I remember correctly. I think it's those. Given the quantity, that would make sense. Look real quick, see if it tells me. Q1 screws. Check. But what's the fittings that go in there? Or those just go in without... Oh, that's right. You just zip down this part. I should remember how to do this. Yes, that's how. And then you got to tighten the heck out of this, though. D. Thomas, what's happening? Throw a 3060 in there. Well, if I had one, I would. Right now, it's got a 1650, and that was the plan because I want to make sure it's somewhat similar to your guys' machines so I don't blow up your machines. There you go. That's how this works. And then you screw this down. So see how they slide around? So it's like whatever motherboard you got, no problem, man. I think I'm going to turn this one around so we can go to the absolute edge if we have to. And then we're going to need a screwdriver. iFixit kit, guys. I'm telling you, there's a lot of Chinese knockoffs, and if you don't do this often, they work fine. But no, no exceptions for the original either. Yeah, I'm gonna be running 2 machines in my MEGACADE. One will be this machine that David gave me, which is a lower spec. Other one will be what I did my original development on, that has a 2060 Super in it right now. So it'll have more horsepower. Or I can switch my old arcade that I'm selling, by the way. Anybody need an extension arcade? A 2-player with RGB and all the bells and whistles, active marquee, and legendary support from the one and only Arcade Adam. Anyway, that one had a 1070, so I've got quite a few graphics cards to choose from. At least 2 of what I just said will be in this machine. And we'll go from there. There we go. So now I've got ultimate flexibility. Actually, now that I think about it, if the motherboard only has 2 sets of holes, having this third one in there is going to be bad news, because you don't want it to ground out on the bottom. So crap, I think I do need to take this motherboard out real quick. Let's try to do that without making too much mess. I do like this case, though, that David sent. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a nice thermal take. And I think once you get these panels off, it's pretty easy to work on. And he had it nicely screwed down inside using some of these case screws, so it didn't go anywhere. It's a good option. Hopefully he uses it going forward. I think I saw somebody else had it too. Yeah, no problem, D. Thomas. The 2060 Super will chop through anything, but you know how it is. You got that nice gaming rig. Didn't you get what did you get in that thing? Didn't you get a 3000 series? Did you upgrade to a 3080 yet? I think you were talking about that. Did you get a hold of one? There you go. He's got my specs written on there. I wonder what series i5. I don't think I bothered to look if it's 10th gen or 11th gen. Judging by the motherboard, it's 11th gen, but 10th gen will work. Alright, maybe we'll move our toolkit. Cables. He had this nice setup where he brought out the SATA cables and power cables right out the case for me, so I plugged it in the drives, no problem. Or was able to swap drives. Yeah, I'm glad I did this. There's only 4 screws in this thing, guys. So, oh wow, I didn't even notice this. Can you guys see that? Look at that. There's like a 200mm fan in here. It's like a box fan. Cool. I gotta reuse that somewhere. Maybe on the case? That's awesome. Take out my USB. Use Wi-Fi antennas. You guys can't see that. Sorry, I'm trying to keep stuff in frame, do things at the same time. And not bump the camera. Alright. So, antennas are gone. Let's get these SATA cables out of the way. What side is the clippy on? There we go. It's got that nice and zip tied, which is usually awesome, but right now it's chapping my ass. Here, let's back this stuff out. SATA's out of the way. Power cable. Power cable. Alright, got that out of the way. It looks like our 10 or 1650 in here needs 6-pin power. I'll take that out first. Not a very classy looking 1650, so we'll have to dress that up maybe in the future. Ooh. Whoever installed the graphics card subscribed to the cross threads are better than no threads doctrine, which is fine because it definitely wasn't going anywhere. Put those in there. When you're taking graphics cards out, guys, if this is your first look at a motherboard, there is a little release clip on PCI Express slots. You got to push it down and it kind of unclips. You'll feel it clunk, and then your graphics card or anything in your PCI Express slot should come free. And looks like I have a Gigabyte model 1650. Interesting. We're gonna have to bling this up with some RGB or something, make it a little nicer. We'll put that over here for now. Okay, so now you can see the motherboard is literally the size of my hands, like two hands side by side. It's tiny. So let's keep unplugging stuff. Man, USB 3 headers are rough. There we go. Got our HD audio. Looks like our front panel connector. That's, yeah, hard drive light and reset switch. That's what those are. And then we got our CPU power up here. 4-pin. What's this up top? Oh, that's the fan for this guy, I think. No, that was a fan cable for something else. This guy, so we can leave plugged in. And then we got our 24-pin main power cable. And now she's free. Well, other than these screws. And if these are wrenched in like the others. Oh, no, we're good. Jack, yeah, Jack asked where David gets all these computers. I don't know, man. I do not envy him right now. Getting components has to be awful, especially graphics cards. And it's only getting worse, unfortunately. The faster the entire world's... Well, it's twofold problem. There's a supply problem, there's a manufacturing problem, and there's shipping problems on graphics cards. Demand is unprecedented. Manufacturing is unprecedentedly low. And at the same time, if they are made or sitting around somewhere, no one can figure out logistics and ship them somewhere. So there's like this trifecta of just no one can get them. And that's why you have cards that typically sell for $100 selling for like $500, which is awful. Oh, sorry, you guys are getting a nice shot of the back of my head. But anyway, this thing should be somewhat free, I think. Yep, there we go. Oh, cool. I really like this case. This thing was sitting on some isolation pads. Look at that. Oh, though, David, you can't mount the power supply like that. You got to turn her around. You're exhausting into the motherboard. That's a no-no. Anyway. Oh, cool. It's got a M.2 slot on the back for more storage. Nice motherboard. There's an M.2 up front, too. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4 SATA slots. USB Type-C. Or 3.2, I should say. And then good old 3.0. That's a really nice motherboard. But yeah, whoever builds your computers, David, smack their hand for that one. That's not a major issue, but if you're playing games for like 6 days straight and heat was a problem, that's not going to help. What we're doing? Oh yeah, we're going to get this out of the way because we're done with that. And we need the motherboard to line up the holes. So what I was getting at, why we did this, is the instructions for the case said to put 3 of these up here when the motherboard only has 2 holes. Oh, this motherboard is going to look hilarious on this thing. I just realized that. Oh, that's funny. This guy's, I'm so glad I got the GPU vertical mount, because if it was just the motherboard, it's like, where's the rest of it? So in a perfect world, with that vertical GPU mount, instead of this being mounted roughly here, we're going to mount it like that-ish, probably a little forward. And so it'll look like more substantial computer. But at least we'll have to put a whole bunch of lights right here, just blind the hell out of people. Be like, yeah, lots of computer wizardry is happening in there. Anyway, let's continue. Sorry guys, trying not to bump the stool. Or I mean the camera tripod. The Wi-Fi. Alright. That, put that back in there. Graphics card. If you guys don't mind, I'm gonna grab the Sonos app real quick. Or maybe just throw some Spotify on here, actually. You guys tell me if you can't hear me, of course. I'll have to turn down this volume and turn back up my computer volume. I don't know what that is. It's a little loud. Alright, all of a sudden we only get right click. There we go. Alright. How's that? Can you guys still hear me? Maybe get a little background music at the same time? Anthony, that's a great suggestion. Because, yeah, Big Box has themes for days. You can make it look like Hyperspin, Mala, GameX, all the other old front ends, CoinOps. I think there's a really big to-do, brand new theme that somebody made for Big Box that looks like CoinOps, and I think there's like an old one and a new one, and the new one looks amazing. Pork chop, yes. YouTube will flag me if I play copyrighted music. So specifically on Spotify, there is a DMCA free playlist that aspiring artists can add their music to, and that's what I grabbed. So hopefully, I'm not monetizing the stream, so whatever. Worst case scenario, I get a little nasty gram, and I think if you get like 2 nasty grams in a week or something, then they send you to YouTube detention or something. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, let's continue. So we got those 2 up there. We'll need 2 more right here. I hate censorship, if you haven't caught on yet. It drives me bananas. I'm all for people making their own money, but I think there's better mechanisms for things out there than what we have in our current situation. Alright, so that looks like we might be able to do that. If we wanted to center it. Something like that. And then we can move the whole thing left or right if we had to. Actually, I might fold these on the outside because then I can readjust them instead of hiding them. We're going to do that. Because then I can do the set screw from underneath the motherboard and reach it. Shadow Gaming, you went through all those big box themes and you didn't see which one any of them you liked? I'm impressed because there's a ton. I know they all kind of they start to look like the same vegetable after a while. But there's just a like the you didn't like Colorful and City Hunter and gosh, there's some that are just very unique. A lot of them are just kind of like I made these different wallpapers and I called it a theme, but most are not. There we go, something like that. There we go. Luke, there's definitely going to be added exhaust because right now there isn't any. So having two computers plus some other stuff I have going planned in the future, yeah, they will definitely be adding some fans. And that's a simple thing. Dave's got these nice panels on the back. I was thinking of adding fans to those panels, and then putting quick disconnects on the fans in case I need to remove the panels. Just going from there, and then now I got this giant fan inside this case. I might use that because that thing is huge. It'd be perfect for the topmost panel if it's big enough. The topmost panel might be too small actually for that fan looking at it, but that should go at the top of the case because it's probably nice and slow. You can't hear it, and it'll just gently exhaust all the hot air out the top. So we'll see. Oh, gotcha, Shadow Gaming. Yeah, if you're after something totally different and kind of unique, then yeah, it's all XML. As far as I can tell, you know, I'm not a coder, but I can definitely edit it. And it's, you know, if you can do XML or create web pages, it's basically all it is. It looks like. Okay, so we got that. Let's start actually making some frames here. What was that connecting piece? P2. Corner fitting. Where's the P2? It's got to be you. So let's go up here. Interesting, that doesn't go. How do you get that to slide unless I'm using the wrong side? Oh, there it goes. Oh, interesting, those things are keyed. So that slides, but if you need it to not move, this one does not. Interesting. So I need 1, 2, and then a third coming up from the bottom. Slides in there. You can ditch the motherboard for now. And then top or bottom on the underside. All right, and then we need an Allen key, it looks like, for these guys. So these are little tightening nuts that go inside these pieces and wrench them down and they won't move anymore. And these are the little threaded nuts that do that. I'm surprised. Oh, I bet they did give me an Allen. I just haven't found it yet. Or I have to find my own. No Chinesium Allen wrench in here. Oh, here it is. Come on. There we go. Jack, did you watch that whole stream last night with Planet Geekdom struggling with that Sinden? I only tuned in for like 3 minutes or so. Because I was shocked, because that guy is like a hyperspin rocket launcher wizard, and I'm like, dude, this isn't that hard, but he probably either was set upon things a little differently or something, because he was definitely on the struggle bus for a while. Because I remember I saw the stream and I'm like, oh, he'll have that up and running, no problem. And then like an hour later, I joined the stream and he was still digging around in settings. I'm like, dude, it's not that hard. Bring this down. Go. Don't need to wrench on these too hard just yet, but just kind of get it in there a little bit. Oh, that's on the wrong orientation. Darn it. Can't tighten it. That must need to go on top there. Yeah, they have these on top. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see this. Move it up. So what we're doing is we're putting these little keyed screws in. And I think I did warn you guys on my previous video, this is a very finicky case. It's not for the faint of heart. Like if you like Legos growing up, you're good. But if you didn't, it's not for you. Get a tight fit. Where's Larson? That was a easy one. That was a layup. Tight fit. Where's Larson? There we go. All right. So yeah, we still should be able to move around, no problem. Let's do the next one. I'm going to tighten this one down so these don't escape. There we go. Do that for this one. Jack, you were just all over YouTube on these Sindens, aren't you? Titch is the YouTuber that I learned a lot of stuff from when I first started setting them up. When I got stuck, I watched his videos. Titch Gamer. I don't know if that's his exact YouTube name. Jack, if you've got it handy, put it in the comments. But that guy is like the Sinden goat. I don't know if he knows Andy or whatever, but he had his gun like 4 months ago. I want to say it was before Christmas. And the dude just started configuring literally every light gun on the fucking planet. And made YouTube videos about how to do it. Oh, automatic lights, I was stins, 2-till. So yeah, I think he's a contributor on the Sinden wiki too. And I know he's active in the Sinden light gun Discord channel, so he's all over the place. If you're just tuning in, we're building a frame for a motherboard that's going to go behind the window in my MEGACADE. Because I'm not sure this looks like much of anything if you're just tuning in. Not yet anyway. So anyway, so we got this, we got that. But now they don't come off. Cool. And then we'll get this one in there. This one is facing down also. Here. Go. Now I can do the other side, and then I can lock these up. You need this way. Go this way. Hey, Azer, are you the same guy that did the same thing I did and currently has a Megacade in his living room? Oh, really, Jack? I didn't know Technoparrot was officially going after ES1. That would be sweet. Because the more those guys add games, the easier, I think anyway, it is to configure them. And giving everybody a central point of messing with them is just awesome. Because some of those games are a pain in the butt to deal with. Otherwise, if there's not a Technoparrot game. Dang it. Stand this up. Oh yeah, that's going to be much better. My other kit, these little prongs were Phillips screws, and I think that I prefer that. So maybe look for that if you're going to buy one of these. I don't know how you would look at it from the listing, but this Allen wrench stuff is rough. Yes, Azer, I thought you were that same guy. I know the feels, man. It sounds like you've had that situation for a while. Just get yourself a good cabinetry saw and go for it, man. You saw what I did. It's not rocket science. Glue painter's tape, measure 600 times, cut once. You know, I used a level to align the saw, and YOLO. Alright. Oop, Alan's stuck. There you go. Alright, we might have to switch up the music because this one's getting to me. I don't know about you guys. I haven't been to the Boston area in a long time, but my wife used to go there all the time. She was in sales before the thing happened, so I'll have to ask her. Because who you really want is my dad. He was the grand master and the engineer behind what we did. I just had ideas. He told me if they were right or wrong. But that's impressive that you've had that Megacade in your living room for that long. I guess, well, Scantron's got his in his living room, so ain't nothing wrong with that, right? As long as you're not sleeping on the couch. There we go. All right. Got ourselves a frame with adjustable rails. Cool. All right, I'm going to go ahead and lock these in because the top one isn't going anywhere. Oh, tell me that's magnetic. Jerk. iFixit kit to the rescue. There we go. None of the. I thought Scan said he got a couple copyright strikes once, but it's few and far between. So yeah, I guess it's awesome how he can play his favorite music and like the AI can't figure it out. All right, I officially don't like these Allen wrench keys. Give me a Phillips key any day. Come on, man, get in there. There we go. It's like jeweler-sized Allen wrenches. Go. Oh, when you tighten it down, you really tighten it down. All right, so we get this, and see if I can turn it so you guys can see this one. There we go. I can still see it. Shadow Gaming, I'm right there with you, man. Don't get me started on copyright, DMCA, and especially internet access, Title II. I get fired up. I get more than I should fired up about that stuff. Ooh, here's my furnace, guys. I should have turned that off. But in Wisconsin, it's still below freezing outside, so gotta keep the kids warm. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Where's the old iPhone good at filtering out that stuff? Oh! Boy, should pick a better work area. You got the lights going off, got the furnace coming on. What kind of cave is this? Alright. Nice. Okay. Let's size the motherboard and we can get the middle one figured out. Come on. What I'm doing, guys, is these are adjustable, so I got to size these beams exactly to the motherboard holes here, and then try not to make it move. That's the hard part. So I'm going to see if I can put some of these pins in the motherboard on the tray. I keep kicking the tripod. Earthquake! Going to be the baseball schedule is going to be interesting because it's going to be you were on for the different things that happened because of COVID. So again, it's going to be all different again because now we have fans, and my schedule should be roughly the same as last, or no worse than last year, I should say. There's it feels a lot like last year, but with just more regulation because there's fans happening and we got to be more careful with that. But I'm really excited to get back to having fans in the stadium. I'm going to pick this up so I can spin back up. There we go. Because last year was just plain weird playing to empty stadiums all the time. And then having to work at the stadium when no teams were playing, but the broadcasters were broadcasting the game from the stadium because they didn't travel with the team, and they had to pretend that they were looking down on the field and watching a game when in fact they just had a bunch of TV monitors in front of them. So just a whole lot of weird that I hope we can avoid this year. All right, let's try to flip this around. Oh, thanks, Andy. Yeah, I was hoping. Oh, the iPhone microphone must be good then. I was gonna make this complicated, like I said earlier. I bought a lav mic and I was gonna use OBS Studio, but I keep forgetting that if you schedule a live stream on your phone, you can only then pick up that scheduled live stream on the device you scheduled it on. At least I haven't figured out how to transfer the stream key yet, so I gotta keep remembering that. I can't schedule a stream on my phone and then pick it up on a computer. Or maybe I'm just dumb, but I haven't figured it out yet. Playing in an empty stadium is like going to a game and not drink. Yeah, actually, yeah, that's exactly what it felt like. It was just so weird. It was just like you normally do these things, and it's just like, well, it's kind of like watching people play video games, like, and that's when you don't expect it. It's kind of rough. You know, it's a totally different experience. Not to say esports is something I don't want to do. I do watch that stuff and I do partake in that stuff. When I was in Vegas the last time, I did an esports event for, oh crap, what game was it? Oh, it was Apex, and my team and I got carried. I was good enough not to slow them down. That's probably the best description I can give myself. But we took first place, and it was in Vegas, so it was just like I walked up to the esports arena, signed up just on a whim, and the guys I got paired with were good, and we took first place, and I got a couple bucks in Vegas over it. It was nice on Apex Legends. Because back in the day, first-person shooters were my jam. I kind of grew up on Quake and Doom. All right, so now we got this, we got this, we got to lock down this one, and then we'll move on to the vertical part of this thing. Let me just check the instructions. So that's supposed to be just about where it is in terms of off the groundness. So we'll just tighten that up real quick. I felt bad for the players because it just never seemed to get excited last year because they had nobody cheering for him. I know it's hard to feel bad for somebody making even league minimum. I think I don't even think it's 400 grand anymore, but it's somewhere around there, between $400,000 and $500,000. But still, it's like, you know, it just wasn't the same for everybody. Crappy situation all around. How about that? And then of course you had layoffs and furloughs all over the place for our industry and associated industries, and you know, nobody had a good time last year. So hopefully this year we'll see the end of that and have things start opening back up and being normal again. Go get your shot in the arm and be done with it, is my opinion. Come on, grab, buddy. Let me see if we can find a different song here. Cyberspace, what's that one? Oops. Sounds cool. Let's do cyberspace. Marty, you think we're far from being done? Don't say that. That's depressing. I just want to be done. Yeah, Jack, Milwaukee is 25% for now. We're hoping for more. We're trying for more. We're working our butts off for more, but we'll see. It's a two-way street there with the city, our organization, and the fans, really. So it's kind of a three-way street. That's the thing. Three-way intersection? Does that make sense? Yeah, this is way more my jam on the music. I hope you guys like it. Definitely not Scantron music, but I'm not a picky person. I like all kinds of music. Yeah, Shadow Gaming, that's right. You know, it's going to take all of us doing the right thing to get through it the fastest. Take that for what it's worth, but oh, see, that's why I like this stuff. Once you get it tight, this thing is just, it ain't going nowhere. Like, that is way more flimsy. This is just a blunt force object. This is like race car level roll cage. Instead of structural integrity, which is, you know, not needed but awesome. And then we're going to build a base so this stands up like this, and the motherboard will go a little something like this, and the video card will be below it, and you'll see it in the window. That's what we're doing. So now, here, let me put that back up here, and let's see what the base is all about. It can be all about that base. T-shaped base. So we got a D2, a D3, and two D5. I think that's the rest of the aluminum. That makes sense. All right. And before I take it apart, what's the structure look like here? Oh, cool. There's like a middle peg leg in the back. I wonder if that's for the power supply. Oh. Oh, sorry guys. Light keeps turning off. Oh, we get to use this weird double T-shape fitting. Where does that go? Oh, it goes on the top of the D5s. Where is that? Oh, here it is. Is the same? Yeah, it's the same. All right. Here's my opening tool. Actually, I could use these. Oh, Jack, that's a great question. So when I first heard of EHA, so it has to do with COVID, actually. So what we were talking about, in March when we got sent home, basically, I said, okay, my hobby is going to be making a YouTube channel about my arcade. And if you go back and look at my YouTube channel, it was all about my Launchbox arcade. That's what I started on. I started saying, okay, grab these games. This is how you configure these games. I think even one of my first video was about Gotham Knights and how I took that open board game and added a bunch of songs, added a bunch of levels, added some more characters, that kind of thing. So I was basically trying to get the word out on my YouTube channel. On Facebook, I had joined several arcade groups, for Launchbox, Big Box, MAME, all that stuff. And at the time, EHA Owners Group was an open Facebook page. So I stumbled across it just because on Facebook recommendations, I don't remember if somebody was asking a question or somebody posted a cool picture of a Megacade. But I felt that one of my YouTube videos was relevant to the group, and I posted it. And I remember getting such good feedback, like the community. And I was just so impressed with the community and the positive feedback that I got. I just started naturally gravitating back to it. And I started hanging out and I started answering questions, like technical questions, because you guys had a lot of, questions on games and how to get them to work and controls and stuff. So I just started answering questions. And then I think Chris took notice and he reached out to me and he and I had several conversations on Messenger. And I'll never forget the evening. It was a very nice evening in June. Chris called me and we exchanged information. And he called me and he was like, dude, we got this drive with this EHA community. And, it's a good drive, but it just needs some help. And I know you're the guy to, help us with this because you're good with this technical stuff. And I was wondering if I could send my drive to you and you could just take a look at it. And that's where it started, honestly. He sent his 10 terabyte drive to me just to see if I could take a look at it and fix some stuff for him. And that turned into the Manhattan Project. One thing led to another, basically. And it's just kind of a weird, natural development. And here we are. One big happy family. So, good question, Jack. Oh, Andy, you saw those and it made you sad? Hey, Big Box is coming. It's on my to-do list. 2.0, we'll have it. That's my goal. I don't think there's any reason anybody can give me to not have it as an option. I kind of want to make a Big Box only drive, but I don't know if you guys and Extreme Home Arcades are ready for that. Maybe you are. Maybe we can have 2 drives. I don't know. We'll see. But my initial thought is have Hyperspin and Big Box on the same drive, let people choose. But we'll see. We'll see what it evolves into. Anyway, back to work. More of these. And we're going to go up. And then which way does this one go? Oh, that's a gotcha right there. You need to put this in before that one. Look at that. Yep, there we go. And that's through the top. Yep. And so this needs to go here. I agree, Andy. I think it'll be great to have both options. All right, so that. Did I skip anything? Nope. I just need a ton of these things. Jack, there is, if you, I won't show it to you, but if you ask some of the Manhattan Project members nicely, maybe they saved it. I literally opened up the drive and I played with it for a hot minute, and then I took a selfie and sent it to him of my face, and you can imagine what that looked like. How about that? I'll leave it at that. Because I knew you guys were having some difficulty. I just didn't realize where some things were at. Oh, I messed that one up. Darn it. Oh, I really messed that one up. Son of a... I did that wrong the first time, too. Oh. Oh, that's awesome, Shadow Gaming. If your dad was going to help you make a machine, that is an excellent way to remember him. Just by keep digging, keep going, keep learning. That's partly why I love this hobby, is there seems to be no end in sight in how far you can go with these emulators. There's too many games, too many systems, too many different ways to do it. That's another reason why I like computers in general. It's 1,000 ways to do the same thing, but that's really cool that you guys have that memory together, and you can build off that. Getting these things, the first one's always the most difficult. There we go. Turn this around. There we go. Oops. All right. That goes right in the middle, so see if I can lock this down right away. There we go. All right, let's get this guy in there. Getting there, guys. We might get to mount the motherboard tonight. I think I'm going to do a hard stop, maybe in like 30 minutes or so. Got work tomorrow, and it's as Mr. Quimby revealed, I work for a baseball team, and it's opening week for me, so I got to get my sleep. Ryan, what's happening, man? Yeah, I can't, Ryan. I don't think I'm going to get that far tonight, but I will definitely show you guys. We might have to do a part 2 stream, or I'll make a video. I'm not going to leave you hanging, for sure, because there's a lot more work. Obviously, we're just building the case. We haven't even put it anywhere near this thing yet, other than to show you what's going on. So, I promise I'll show you what it's going to look like before we get it all squared away. hope there's another Allen wrench. I'm like starting to round these corners off. But the basic gist is, I can show you, after I build this, I'm going to attach the two pieces and I'll mock it up for you. How about that? I can show you what it will look like. And then, yeah, this peg goes there, so this side. Well, that's a little off, but it don't matter. It'll stand up. Because the other thing I don't have ready for me is I'm going to have some RGB fans attached to this thing. I've got them over there, but I just don't have them out and ready just yet. This will go right here. Yeah. I think this is the distance between these two things. That's the support brace for the power supply, which is kind of interesting. There it goes. Has anybody else watching built a case like this before? The extruded aluminum kind? Oh, you just want to see the PC behind the window? All right, yep, we can do that. Well, how about just the motherboard? I guarantee you that. I don't know how difficult the graphics card situation will be. Sometimes those vertical GPU mounts are even more complicated in this case in terms of construction. The reason I ask is these things are, these open frame cases are used a lot in benchmarking, like for people who do rapid development on the computer cases, or Bitcoin miners, where you have like 10 GPUs. You don't need a box because it just holds all the heat in. You just get an open frame to screw your hardware down. All right, getting closer, guys. Now we got these vertical pieces. That I will loosely put in. Oh, Ryan, yours is on a frame? What kind of frame? Is it just PCB feet, or is it like an open frame like this? Because yours isn't that old, right? Isn't it only a couple of years? 3 or 4 maybe? Yeah, I was. I wasn't praying when I was cutting the MEGACADE in half. I was just concentrating my hardest to not screw that up, because one slip of the saw and whoops, that's the whole MEGACADE. And I would feel absolutely awful if I did that. But you know, at the end of the day, it's just hardware. And I would have, I would have rebuilt it too if I screwed it up. So a little over 2 years. Oh, so you do have one of these frames. Wonder why he switched away from these. Well, you're probably watching why he switched away from these. Constructing these things takes forever. and pre-built ones are 3 times as expensive. This kit, I don't know if I mentioned it, they're cheap. This is only 50 bucks. So it's a little bit more expensive than the cheapest PC cases out there. So anyway, let's mount this up before I tighten that up. There we go. And so the plan is, so the power supply will go back here and the motherboard will end up front here. And then I got this thing way off, but whatever, we'll fix that later. That's the beauty of this case, is you can just be like, woo! Yeah, I think it's awesome on a test frame like this because you don't have any thermal issues, and then you can just yank it out of the case and do what you need to do. Oh, weird, I got a stud that doesn't even have an open spot for an Allen wrench. Manufacturing defect, send it back. Oh, thanks, man. I think they came out really well, too. So, with a username like that, what do you prefer to be called? Because I don't think you would like me to call out that whole thing there, would you? Oh, these are shorter. These are annoying. Well, hi, Norm. Thanks for clarifying that. But yeah, I was, like I said, I don't know if you were here in the beginning of the stream. I think after I did all that stuff to my MEGACADE, I was more tired from adrenaline and nerves than physical exhaustion, even after carrying the top half of that thing. Oh my God. The bottom half of a MEGACADE, empty, is 40 pounds. The top half is the other 300. I can tell you that with absolute certainty now. That was rough. There you go. Trying to even this out. I don't know if you guys can see that. There we go. That looks much better. It's kind of like a mullet now. Party up front, business in the back, power supply, fans, hard drives will go back here. It's the MacGyver case. Yeah, the TV. Well, the TV does. I think the active marquee might weigh more than the TV because that thing kept trying to fall towards the marquee on the way down. It was so damn top heavy and lopsided. I thought for sure I was going to bash the glass into the side of the stairs. I'm so glad I took off the banisters. That would have been bad news if I didn't. Eli, what's happening? We're putting a motherboard on an open frame, and then we're gonna dump it behind the MEGACADE window, and I think that's where we're gonna leave it tonight because I don't want to finish the build. It's getting late. It's almost 11 my time, and I know it might be later for you guys. And I got big things to do tomorrow. Being opening week in baseball. I should probably get a little sleep. Just a little. Thursday is opening day for us, so I got plenty of things to do before then to get stuff ready. Alright, so here you go. I didn't tighten everything up, but here's your case. That's the whole thing. And real quick, we'll get the motherboard on here for you guys, and I'll go show you what it'll look like. Let's get these screws out of here. And Eli, you gotta be careful. With my magic, if you speak too much of it, it diminishes it. Kind of like your beard. If you trim too much of it, I think your magic goes away too. At least I'm pretty sure how that works, right? The whole Samson thing. Okay. I think I want to move the motherboard all the way to this side as much as possible. These things. Where's this guy? So it looks like this one I'll need to tighten down. Right about there. Screwdriver. Oh, that moved a lot. Let's try that. Get a loosey-goosey screw in there. Couple turns. All right, there we go. Now let's see if we can line these up. It looks like this bar might have moved on me. Might have to go south a little bit. Let's get another screw in here. Okay. Can we? Oh, I think we can make that work. Hey, if it takes them that long to build an arcade, somebody else could be working on computers and they'd have all day to figure this out. But yeah, like I said, you can buy these pre-built, but they're like $150 instead of $50. Oh, hell. Oh, that went to the bad place. There we go. Oh, that's nice. Tighten these down just a little bit. Tighten these down. There you go. And now you got a tiny little motherboard on a vertical chassis, and that is what's going behind the window. And hell, it's early. We think we might have time because Ryan, I got a vertical GPU mount kit, so the plan is to do something about yay, and that's what will go in front of the window. How does it get so dusty already? Oh wait, the inside of the arcade. GPU's not dusty though. Let's open up this GPU mount and see how ugly it is. Thank you, Ryan. I like building stuff like this. Ooh, this looks interesting. There's our nice long riser cable. So the purpose of this is purely cosmetic, guys. There's really no technical reason to do this. Unless you have specific case issues and you're trying to solve a thermal problem, but even then, that's rare. Most cases are designed to be not a thermal problem. Excuse me. So, ooh, we might be able to figure this out. But anyway, this adds a bracket here. And like I was saying earlier, they expect you to have this on here and then put this like right here and all that, and then that's how you mount this GPU. So I'm guessing this is more hardware. Oh yeah. How does the Chinese boys expect you to mount this? I think they would have told me to... Oh, because I can still drop in bolts down there. Yeah, Q5s and Q8s to mount that up. Let's try to do that real quick, and that'll be the last thing. Riser gear. Eli, I asked him for the slowest thing he could part with. He gave me a 1650, which is great because it's only a tiny bit faster than what D. Thomas and Scan have, and I think that's a great middle ground to support, basically. And if it works for that thing, it should work with most Megacades built in the last 5 years, I would say, because I think Scan's is getting up there that old, so I think that's a great place to start. So we're going to put this in here, and then this goes on top of this. Oh, I'll keep this in here, separate parts. It's cool that this is all black. I like totally planned this. Oh, but none of these screws line up. That sucks. Oh, wait. Durr. They planned for this. They give you the wide screws here, and I'm guessing this lines up. Oh, sweet. You guys are geniuses. All right. Well, let's get going. What did I say? Q8s and Q5s? Q8s and Q5s. So Eli, you might have missed it. This is going to be the computer you'll see in the window of my case, and then I will have a second machine inside for like my real arcade, you know, that'll have a 2060, the development computer I've been using this whole time. So Q8s, Q5s. No problem. Q5s. And we got, oh, we're back to Phillips. I like Phillips. Come on. Hurry up. Still got 16 people watching this crazy stream. This late at night. There we go. Solve that problem. Nuts. All right. So technically we're supposed to drop these in. Oh, wow, that's sweet. So there's some things about this case I like better than my other one, and there's some things I don't. So that's pretty cool. It's 3 of them, I think. 3 of them. I see. Yeah, 3 screws right there. Boom. It's going to be really hard to align after you put the first one in, though. It's magnetized, so that sucks. There we go. I'll move this up a little bit so you guys can see more what I'm doing. Yeah, Dave definitely hooked me up. He gave me exactly what I asked for because I wanted a slower computer to, do exactly that. Just make sure everything works for everybody as much as possible. Sweet. Oh, that is not a magnetic screw. Wow. There we go. Okay, so next order of business. Probably up one. What do you think, guys? Like that? Is that too low? Up one more? Yeah, let's do up one more. Right there. So this should have come with screws for that. I think it's going to be these. There's 4 of them. That's those. There we go. Oh, I don't know if we're going to need more than 2. These things are really wrenching in there. Oh, wow. Oh, no, it's still moving around a little bit. Now it's not. Ah, there we go. I think these go. Yep, it's got to be these screws. It's weird, this doesn't have any instructions. I just noticed that. Hopefully I'm doing it right. Oh yeah, that's definitely that. Oh wait, maybe it's not threading properly. Yeah, those aren't threading right. Maybe we got a different screw situation here. Huh. These are like little magnetic feet. What the hell are these for? So anyway, until we figure that out, this goes in like so. And I think we should get the riser in there. Oh, that's awesome, Azer. I think having an arcade in the living room would be pretty sweet. Definitely a conversation starter for friends coming over. All right, so this and this and that. What would these be for? These threaded better? Oh yeah, I think that's the right screw. Not these. Maybe this goes down there. Oh, that would make sense. Yep. Oh, what the hell is that screw for? Shit. Yep, that's for that. Lost our music. What's going on here? Manhattan Project's been available, man. 1.0's been out for a while. Call Mr. David Lewis at Extreme Home Arcades. Tell him I sent you. Yeah, Luke, I agree. Having a man cave, a locking door at the top of the steps is nice too. Especially with the wee ones abound. There's another screw I can use. Need a fine thread screw. What about you? Nope. There we go, much better. Loosen that a little bit. It's got to move back and forth. Just take this protective cover off. Get this guy going. You want to be gentle with these as much as you can, because they can do weird stuff on you. Okay, I think we're ready for a graphics card. Hey, that fits good. If I can get those in there. Oh, sweet. Just got to get these screws in. And this needs a little more support. But that's why they gave me the bolt. Where's the bolt? This guy. Didn't think I'd need this, but this kit came with a bolt that goes underneath here to make it straight. Yeah, I know, Jamie. We were talking about the supply chain earlier. It sucks. It's like, I know, you know, a lot of it isn't even, it's a supply problem. It's more of a demand problem. The demand has been unprecedented, like in our lifetimes, it sounds like. And they just can't make them fast enough, on top of all the logistics issues and microchip short supply and all that garbage. But here, I'll see if I can show you guys this. But there's this bolt right here that rests on the floor that keeps this steady. I am going to probably add some more bracing in here too, because it's a little flappy in the wind. You can't really see that. Move my beverage so I don't have a catastrophic issue. But basically, that's what's going in on the inside of the MEGACADE. And you'll see that in the window. And then we're going to have a nice big RGB fan here. And then maybe I'll do some RGB fan up there. And Ryan, are you still, Horton, are you still around? If you are, if you give me a thumbs up, I'll shaky cam it all the way into the MEGACADE, and that's how we're going to end this stream. And then we'll pick it up from here. All right, confirmation. All right, guys, if you get queasy, close your eyes because we're about to go off tripod. There's a sip of this first. Here we go. There's the finished product. There's you guys. And let's go. To the MEGACADE. Turn some more lights on, that might help. Hold on. I'm going to have to pull that thing out a little bit. You know how this thing digs into the carpet, it gets a little interesting, but there we go. I still got my trouble light back here, so here, I'm going to set you down for a second. That thing's a two-handed operation, unfortunately. There we go. All right. Orientation is locked. Oh, I flipped you guys around. Sorry about that. Who's seasick? Okay, let's put this guy in. Actually, here, why don't I go get the tripod and you can watch me put it in. Back to the lab. Future project? Okay. Much better. All right. You guys hang tight. I will put the computer back there. Let me zoom you guys in. There you go. This is just a rough estimate. I don't know if we'll need to adjust the feet or not, but we'll see what it looks like. All Looks about centered to me. How's she look? Not too bad. The motherboard could go south a little bit, honestly. Here, let me take you out. Because that fan will have RGB on it. I might even back it up a little bit, but that's the plan. And we're going to do blackout behind it and just a ton of lights. That looks kind of cool. Yeah, I might back it up just a hair. And then have a bunch of cables that we'll have to deal with. Get up and close. And that window's still a little dirty. Got to clean that too. What do you guys think? Thumbs up, thumbs down? That's the plan. Thanks, guys. It's a Luke. It's a Jamie. It's a 1650 and a 10 or 11 series i5 with 16 gigs of RAM. So, guys, unless you got any last minute questions, I think that's where I'm going to leave it tonight. It's getting a little late, and I'll do another live stream where we change out the CPU fan for RGB, and we plug some things in. And maybe black out the interior, just keep working for this, because we haven't even installed the power supply or the hard drives, because that case can handle all that stuff. So yeah, well, yeah, I mean, Chris Carson created this last year, so yeah, I wish this group's been around for a while too. Oh, the battery just died on my trouble light too. Oh well, you got the idea. Ooh, that kind of looks sick blacked out. Look at that. So if I throw some lights in there and just have that light up like momentarily. Ooh. Good timing. All right. Thanks, guys. I'm tired. I think I'm going to call it. But I will see you guys in the next one. This is Arcade Adam out.